Final Four takes us to Lexington, Kentucky. They are ready for action here in Big Blue Nation. Matchup in the SEC, the number 10 Tennessee Volunteers taking on the Kentucky Wildcats, the SEC standings. Tennessee coming off that win over number 1 Alabama, now 9-4. Kentucky beat Mississippi State to improve to 8-5. Welcome courtside here at Rupp. And Eagle Bill Raftery. Looking forward to this one, Bill. Revenge on the mind for Tennessee. You're not a vengeful person.
Not at all. With you on occasion.
On occasion. The Volunteers lost the last time these two teams met. Chance to get a win and maybe cement where they fit in for the NCAA tournament.
Well, they're on the third line. They're looking to move up. Of course, Kentucky, they need this one. This is big. They need a little cushion for John.
All right, let's check out our fast analysis. It's presented by AT&T 5G.
The old dribble drive, get a piece of the lane. Ziegler's so good at it. And the ability of Santiago Vescovi to relocate, knock down some shots. The other side, Wallace, just unbelievable. His ability to steal the ball, jump passing lanes, turn into easy goals, which they're going to need. But how about the big fella? Get the puppies up and down, finish a big time. Tshiebwe to the 10.
Kentucky trying to get into the NCAA tournament. They had that 71-68 win at Mississippi State on Wednesday night. Kentucky had lost back-to-back games prior to that to Arkansas and Georgia. Starting lineups, injuries on both sides. We'll fill you in on that, but it does make an adjustment for Tennessee with Meshack and Adu in there once again. Kentucky, Cason Wallace, the freshman, leads the way. Antonio Reeves has been tremendous. The senior transfer from Illinois State has provided a jolt on the perimeter. Rick Barnes, this squad is so good defensively, and that win over Alabama on Wednesday night, 68-59. They didn't shoot it well, but the Crimson Tide just never got into a rhythm offensively.
Big thing about them is their physicality defensively, their containment, their gap defense. They're really solid. Conversely, Kentucky, they must check out, obviously, and push the ball and get some easy opportunities.
Don Daly, Joe Lindsay, KB Burdett Jr. That's our officiating crew here today at Rupp Arena.
You mentioned spiteful. I don't envy the refs today.
You think they're going to mix it up a little bit?
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of body contact.
Tshiebwe, we'll see Adu to start. We'll see Uroš Plavčić as well, another big body, and Tobe Awaka for Tennessee. Ball in the air. Kentucky controls the tip. We're underway in Lexington.
And Iron Eagle Bird. Tennessee goes out a little minute.
First meeting was January the 14th. Kentucky wins 63-56. They out-rebounded Tennessee in that game, 39-21. Tshiebwe, more confidence in that jump shot. He just tripped.
Nice job on Reeves on the dribble handoff. He's such a good defender.
And get into it quickly here with Ziegler and Vescovi, talented backcourt that helped lead the way.
Now this is the guy here, a great ability to dance with the ball, use screens, and get into the lane, goes either way.
Kick out.
And do this too, Bird.
Ziegler missed it off the rim. Rebound on the floor. Tshiebwe couldn't grab it. Tennessee jumps in there. And Kamwa throwing his body around. It's a tie-up.
How did he come out of there? Like a scrum. This is so key, and you know they stressed it yesterday. Banging people, sticking them, keeping them off the glass. Great pursuit by Tennessee.
Ziegler gets it in. First minute of play here at Rupp.
Vescovi's such a good cutter. You got to see ball and man. Uses bumps, curls, pin downs. There he goes. Nice cut.
Backdoor. Kick it out. The jumper doesn't go for Meshack. And the rebound is taken by Reeves.
Well, you got to push it before the defense gets set.
Wallace misses it off the back of the iron.
You can't blame them though. Defense is so tough. They muddled it up on you.
Kentucky has had 10 different starting lineups this season, just looking for some consistency here down the stretch at 17-9, 8-5 in the conference.
Nice.
Vescovi in and out. And rebound taken by Wallace.
Again, don't get back.
Reeves can shoot it. Got a three.
And that's key, I think. Such a great defensive team, Tennessee. Push it, get them organized, and drill it.
Antonio Reeves shooting 42% from downtown. Ziegler loses it out of bounds.
Individual containment is key for Kentucky. But how about this? beat the D down. A little nylon early in Lexington, KY.
Antonio Reeves has really stepped forward. Last 12 games, just under 16 points per game. He's gotten the three-point shooting up a tick.
And Toppin, too, as well. And this is the kid I think is going to be a really talented player, Livingston. Starting to play with some consistency, a little more confidence.
Toppin on a handoff. Wallace gives up his dribble.
Nice cut.
Give and go. Toppin draws the foul.
And Wallace, in fairness to him, he plays both spots, the point and the shooting guard. With Wheeler out, has to run the show. But look at this little cut. Toppin big time. Usually didn't have his feet under, but usually that's an easy jam for the big fella.
So the foul is called on Ziegler. Toppin shooting it at 63% of the free throw line. Combo forward, transferred from Rhode Island. Maturity, development in his game. Big jump, basically has doubled his scoring average from last year to this year.
And not settling for the three, Bird. That's really helped his game, the middle game.
Major leaper, 45-inch vertical. Of course, his brother, Obi, National Player of the Year at Dayton, now with the New York Knicks.
Sounded like jealousy.
A little bit.
I'm on a little post-up jump hook.
That was strong from Kamwa.
Over that left shoulder, got to force him the other way a little bit.
Good size, 6'9", 236, and then Kentucky turns it over on the other end.
Now you see Tennessee got back in great position. Deny on that wing.
Kamwa, rugged senior from Helsinki, Finland. Attended high school in the state of Maryland. 4-2 lead for Kentucky.
Vescovy so busy, makes it tough defensively. Nice hands.
He bounced it off the foot of Tshiebwe. Reeves way off.
Numbers.
Looking ahead. Vescovy tracks it down, but enough time for Kentucky to get back defensively.
Yeah, nice hustle by Reeves. Boy, I thought they could have got more out of that. I know it's today's game, that three. Could have had a deuce at the rim.
Spread it here with Kamwa taking it to the outside. The jumper doesn't go. Rebound, same team, but it lands in the hands of Wallace.
Got a wing pass.
Toppin can fly to the rim. Missed it. Tshiebwe cleans it up with a rebound.
That's like the way he runs the floor. Clean look for Reeves again.
The jumper doesn't go for Reeves, and it's controlled by Meshack.
Tshiebwe really gets down the floor.
Tennessee handed Alabama its first loss of the season in the SEC as Kamwa misses it off the rim. We're not expecting a high-scoring game here, Bill.
Nice pace, though, don't you feel?
Yeah.
Little baby hook here, tough shot.
Banker doesn't go for Tshiebwe.
Good defense by the big guy, Hayden.
Tennessee is 1 of 6. Kentucky is 1 of 7. Ziegler, early offense. Kamwa in and out.
And that was lazy by Toppin, that duck in. Strength should have prevailed.
And now Kentucky will try to settle in, get a good set here. We hit 4 minutes gone by in this opening half.
There's a little baseline cuts using pumps. Empty side here.
Tshiebwe, ball fake. And he loses it. Out of bounds, off his leg. We get a timeout, 15:51 mark. Tennessee and Kentucky. Series dates back to 1910. They're doing it once again today on CBS. That win, Tennessee was number 5 in the country at the time. Plavcic led the way for Tennessee with 19, but it was Tshiebwe that had the double-double, 15 points, 13 rebounds, and Antonio Reeves, 18 points in that victory. He's been a huge key here over the last 3 weeks or so in his development. It doesn't happen right away. You think back to last year, Raph, with Kellen Grady coming over from a different program, Davidson, and then eventually finding the right pace. It's been a similar time frame for Antonio Reeves.
Good, talented kid, no question. Average 20 points. Illinois State, just the kid that's got to get free without Frederick, too. They need him to knock some shots down the open floor again to beat the defense back of Tennessee.
Changes here for Tennessee. Key is in. Awaka and Plavcic. Kentucky's got a 4-2 lead. Plavcic. Here's a lot of those reactions around the SEC.
You'd think they love him in Knoxville and not the rest of the SEC.
And in Serbia.
A little token press, a little nickel dimer by Wallace. A cheapie.
So the freshman Cason Wallace will pick it up. John Calipari, when we spoke with him yesterday, said we need him to play well. That means scoring and all of the other things. He did not shoot it well in the first meeting between these two teams.
Walker on the floor now. Make sure you got to keep him off the glass. Good offensive rebounder. A body like ours, Bird, would you say?
Yeah, very similar. It's like looking in a mirror. Ziegler, the rainbow three doesn't go. Rebounded by Reeves. Livingston pushing the tempo. Tennessee gets back defensively.
Even they don't get the fast break, an opportunity, plenty of time to run their sets. Again, baseline bumps. Livingston really hasn't had much of a touch here.
Wallace
Step through.
ducks in for two. Kentucky is playing without C.J. Frederick and without Xavier Wheeler. Tennessee down two players, Julian Phillips and Josiah Jordan-James. To the rim, layup won't go for Ziegler. It was contested.
He had missed a number of three of them wide open in their prior game.
Tennessee is 1 of 9 from the field to open up. Wallace one-on-one with Ziegler. Swing it for Reeves.
Dribble drive here at some point. They're going to beat him one-on-one on occasion.
Shot clock is down to 8. High screen, Tshiebwe.
Nice double.
Wallace gets tied up. Shot clock down to 2. Down to 1. Tshiebwe. It's an air ball and a violation.
I think 0 for 2. That's 0 for 3 from 3. His game has expanded a little bit, mostly 17 feet in.
John Calipari telling us it's a really good group. They battle. He believes they're getting better. They went through that little rough patch with the losses to Arkansas and Georgia.
Nice play.
Intercepted. Tshiebwe leading the break.
A drop D.
Livingston is fouled on his way to the rim.
How about the big guy? Really excellent on the defensive end. On the floor, avoiding the charge at the top of the key. But you got to work hard on this end. Terrific job that Tennessee does, ducking in and begging for the basketball. That's that drop, kick, and a chance for 2 for Livingston.
So the second foul on Ziegler. And it sends Livingston to the free throw line. So Meshack will check back in. Ziegler will sit.
Vescovy becomes the point guy, which he did for a couple of years when he first came back.
Lane violation. He'll get a chance to do it again. 7-2 Kentucky in front.
Yeah, good free throw shooter, too. 88%. They speak highly of his game.
Akron, Ohio. Went to Oak Hill. Ohio Player of the Year for a couple of years. Butchell High School.
Yeah, Key's a guy that got to get going a little bit, too.
Meshack on a kick. Vescovy. Nothing has been working here offensively for Tennessee.
Nice kick.
Meshack has it blocked, deflected, break opportunity.
Nice hands.
Knock away from Wallace.
How about that?
Recovered by Key.
He is a good defender.
Vescovy. Pretty fake. Livingston doesn't bite. He tried to hit the dive man, Owaka, but Tshiebwe steps in front. Wallace nearly had it taken away.
What a nice read. Tshiebwe's been playing great defense.
Each team has turned it over 4 times. First meeting, Tennessee was up 8-0. Hanging, it won't go for Reeves.
Yeah, Reeves doing a better job of driving, though. They know he can make that stick jumper.
And now the question is on this end for Tennessee. We know they can stop people. Can they score when needed?
They go inside when in doubt. They had a little high-low going there.
Tyree Key, transfer from Indiana State, usually provides some stable offense. That's a deep one. Vescovy off the rim.
Nice check out by Toppin as well. Well, their defense has been excellent. Harassing, playing passing lanes.
Tennessee is now 1 of 11 from the field. Wallace one-on-one with Vescovy.
Got to make hay when you're holding the other team down. Got to go.
Shot clock down to 5. Wallace using the screen. Wallace, tough shot.
Sure was. Empty side, though, he knew. Good choice.
The native of Dallas, Cason Wallace, gives Kentucky a 10-2 advantage. Vescovy, ball fake.
Does a great job with that pump.
Meshack in a crowd, it goes, and boy, did they ever need it. Good size and length, 6'4", 201 from Fontana, California. Really known for his defense. Rick Barnes has encouraged him, shoot it.
Really not getting Tshiebwe anything deep. Everything's been outside. I think you got to test the D.
Wallace off the double. Tshiebwe, the jumper, no. And the box out there for Awaka.
Settle.
Vescovy, loop it ahead for Meshack. Meshack with an aggressive mindset.
What a great look. Nice to have that combo guard mentality. Vescovy with the find.
And Meshack is very effective in transition as a slasher. They cut it to 10-6.
Once again, everything outside with Tshiebwe. I'd like to see him inside.
Vescovy digs in on Reeves. Now it's Livingston out front to Toppin.
He can elevate now. Good size.
Awaka sticks with him. Tough angle. Livingston is there. Perfect positioning for Chris Livingston.
Well, Tennessee really gets after you, though. Makes everything difficult. Just haven't been cleaning it up. The horn set now, a roll and a... Oh, they got him. There you go.
Klopchich
loves to come over the left shoulder. You can see Tshiebwe taking it away.
Kick it out from Meshack. Off the double. Nearly got to Awaka.
Yeah, he did.
And a travel. That is Awaka.
Oh, very good. We got a cartoon character going. The ability to clean it up with a glass. Livingston. Yes, sir.
Back at Rockville, the shooting numbers are not good, but the defense has been outstanding.
Always in the right spot. They have stepped it up. Kentucky playing the passing lanes nicely. The drop defense, the ability to block shots. And Wallace just terrific with those hands. Tags this guy coming around that little curl. Get the run out. He had 8 steals against Michigan State early in the year. Would you say the offense is missing in action a little bit?
A little bit, but you do have to give a lot of credit both sides defensively. Tennessee, probably the best defense pound for pound in college basketball. Kentucky's outstanding as well.
Normally you're more critical on this.
So you want me to just say it's been poor offense?
They have been struggling. Again, not the inside game I expected from both teams. A little pressure. And they worked on this pressure release, initial trap, trying to go up the sideline, and they release it.
Adu Fierro is in for the first time for Kentucky, the freshman from Leetsdale, Pennsylvania. And Tennessee going a little deeper. B.J. Edwards, freshman from Knoxville, seeing action because of the injuries. And it's a foul going the other way. Cason Wallace,
number 2,
will pick up his second.
There's that little horn set they like to run.
Oh, no, it was Tshiebwe stepping in front.
Oh, they got Tshiebwe.
They got Tshiebwe on the trip.
And they must have had his feet extended over the shoulder width. And a little motion as well.
So no fend off from Wallace. The foul on Tshiebwe.
I like this, going to Key in the post up.
Switching hands, and he draws the foul.
And slides somebody else in there who could do some damage.
2 free throws here for Key. The final voyage of Jean-Luc Picard and his OG crew has begun. Patrick Stewart stars in the triumphant final season of Star Trek Picard, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+. Key shoots it at 74%. Senior year at Indiana State, he averaged just over 17 points per game, 5.5 rebounds. He's at 8.6 in his grad year with the Volunteers.
Would you say he's the best player ever out of Indiana State? Are you going out on the limb?
That might be going on a limb there, Billy. Larry Bird might take exception.
Without a doubt.
12-7, Kentucky leads it, and a touch foul out front on Edwards.
Put the hands in. I mean, that's such an easy call. Refs are taught to make the call. Now, this is less than a nickel dimer. Huh?
A penny?
A penny and a half a penny.
BJ's father, Brian, played football at East Tennessee State. Out of Knoxville Catholic.
First time they've run this, Bird, a pin down, and again, Nice extricating of the low post on Tshiebwe.
Tshiebwe in a matchup with Adu. Outside Wallace. No good.
So good at screening people off the glass, Tennessee.
Keep it on the perimeter. So playing without Ziegler, without Vescovy. Both on the bench.
Yeah, where do you go now for offense? We know he can make some shots. This is a guy that Rick wants to do more damage going to the rim. Everything but he gets to the foul line.
Meshack shoots it at 60% at the stripe. And we'll get a pair right here at the 9:01 mark. Number 2 on Antonio Reeves. So the 4th team foul on Kentucky.
And without Frederick too, that shooting spot from deep in particular for Reeves, he's going to get a blow. Livingston coming in.
Meshack, his father Elton played at Loyola Marymount, went for over 1,000 career points. His brother played football at Arizona, Kwesi. And his mom ran track at UNLV. So a lot of good stuff going on in the Meshack family.
What is your athletic background?
I don't think that's what the viewers care about. But
I was just concerned. Interested. Actually, you were involved. Weren't you a ball runner at Forest Hills when you were a youngster?
Is this bio time for me, Bill? I did not see this in the format.
People up to speed with your athletic background as prowess and the 2 fouls.
1 out of 2 for Meshack, 12-8 Kentucky.
I mentioned Reeves being out. Where do they go right now? See if Livingston can do some damage. Toppin, another guy in the mid-range area. Narrow dribble drive, offensive rebound.
Cut off, Wallace rims out on the floater. And it's out of bounds. It's going to stay right here.
Bert, they have a shell of orange. They do such a great job inhibiting your opportunity at the offensive glass.
Number 3 in the country in points allowed, 56.4. They have been either 1 or 2 for a long stretch. Field goal percentage defense, opponent 3-point percentage as well. Livingston, count it for 3.
Wallace made that play. That was tipped in the air. If he didn't go after it aggressively, they wouldn't got that opportunity for the open look.
Chris Livingston, 7 points. He averages 6 per game. 15-8 Wildcats.
Ware on the curl on the other end. Very tough against both these teams to get the ball inbounds, but if Wallace counted the house, they wouldn't get this open look, but the puppies organized. Livingston coming on strong.
Rick Barnes is going to send Vescovy into the game. That is the 5th team foul as Thiero picks up the personal. A short stint there for Edwards, getting coached up along the Tennessee sideline. And now Kentucky's going to make a change with Lance Ware.
He'll bring some energy. Maybe Tshiebwe will get a little bit of a blow for that 8. Under 8 time. I know it's Toppin.
So the junior Ware from Camden, New Jersey checks in 8:26 mark. And Toppin will sit.
And Bert, he brings a lot of energy on both ends of the floor, Ware.
Right now, Tshiebwe is matched up with Adu.
No switching. Everybody's staying at home.
Tennessee currently in 3rd place in the SEC.
What a pass and a curl.
Adu lays it in. Beautiful setup. Vescovy.
So good. Great read.
Kentucky in front, 15-10. 8 minutes to go in this first half.
They just don't let you post up in there.
Tshiebwe facing, connects.
Makes it a tougher shot, though. Adu did his job. Good knockdown.
National Player of the Year in 2022. Put it up, and it doesn't go for Adu.
How about that? I think his follow-through shook the rim.
Wallace, the penetration.
The jump stop.
Thiero is not intimidated. As a freshman, keeps getting more and more time. He's been a factor in this rotation with the injuries.
He's got 18 minutes against Alabama.
The pull-up goes for Cason Wallace.
Well, he has really done a nice job running the show, contributing, inviting you. Gets a big-time number of assists.
And they've got their largest lead of the half.
He's got to be careful on Vescovy, though, and using a lot of hands.
Santiago Vescovy, ball fake, Kamwa keep the ball moving for Meshack. Off the hesitation, nearly intercepted. It's out of bounds. Last touch by Wallace. Ruff has been energized. Kentucky up 9 on Tennessee. First half action continues. Game summary, Tennessee having a tough time scoring. 0 of 6 from three-point territory. They trail Kentucky 19-10 here in the first half.
Kentucky's defense has been good, but on occasion getting the ball down the floor before that powerful defense sets, and here don't identify. Little nylon, Reeves delivered. And personally, the dribble drive here with the open lane and the lift of the big, the step through by a guy really doing a heck of a job. Wallace running the show and trying to ring the bell as well.
John Calipari's team struggled out of the gate. 6 of its last 11 made field goals. Last meeting we asked John, he said, yeah, I watched the tape. I don't think either team played particularly well, but I know that our group is much improved from that last meeting, which was a Kentucky win.
You've gotten a lot older, by the way. You did his first games in the NBA. Yeah. I was a youngster watching at home.
Yeah, 1996. You happened to be there with me. Maybe you forgot about it. Get it in. Vescovy, no. Follow doesn't go for Meshack. And Kentucky controls it. They can bring this lead to double figures.
Competing on the glass. It's got to be an emergency situation when you play Tennessee.
Wallace against Meshack.
Double screen. Barrett didn't do a good job getting free. Excuse me, Bert.
Hand it back for Wallace, and now it's Tshiebwe. Over Adu, in and out, knocked to the outside.
Off his hand.
Key couldn't catch it. CBS Tuesday, the FBIs are all new. FBI, FBI International, and FBI Most Wanted. 3 teams, 1 night. The FBIs, all new episodes Tuesday on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus. Again, that foul trouble for Ziegler, so he's been out for a stretch, back on the floor for Tennessee, playing with those 2 fouls.
That takes a lot of their offense away. Nice
look out. Tshiebwe on a rack attack and the foul.
And what a nice look by Wallace. Real heads up. Finds his guy. Look at the bump and then the turn and get to the rim, big fella. Bring it in. And really no attention to detail and a little tardy. I'm on that weak side.
And the foul on Vescovy.
Got to go inside with this guy. I know that's a dive and a great pass. And put a little pressure on the defense of Tennessee.
Well, no doubt we've seen Tshiebwe improve his finishing skills during his time at Kentucky. He is now 27 points away from 1,000 at Kentucky. He's over 1,000 combined between West Virginia and the Wildcats. 7-0 run for John Calipari's team, 22-10 lead.
I saw him at West Virginia. I never anticipated this. His growth, because you can't measure the competitiveness until you see it on a daily basis. Once again, getting free. Vescovy drags 2. Good passer.
Meshack takes it in. Jamai Meshack knew exactly what he wanted to do. 7 points. He averages 3.5 per game.
And a big breakdown on individual D. Straight line drive.
Kentucky started 1-3 in conference play. Won 7 of its next 9.
Nice replace.
Toppin is popping for 3.
Tell you what, his middle game has come along. Once in a while he's able to step out and knock him down. That's his 11th of the year.
And this is the largest cushion.
Not a good pass.
It is off the hand of Kamwa. 6th Tennessee turnover. They turned it over just 8 times in the win over number 1 Alabama on Wednesday night.
Rick not real happy on the sideline on the entry pass. A little too deep on the floor.
We're going to hit the 5-minute mark of this first half.
A straight line here.
Livingston, he got cut off, but it frees up Toppin. Contact and a blocking foul. Kamwa rotating over.
Well, good things happen when you get a touch in that lane. The defense shakes the defense up. Recovery not quite the same. See the closeout. Don't get the right angle. Oh, because of the dribble drive.
Substitution, Kamwa will take a seat. 15 foul for Tennessee. He's replaced by Tobe Awaka from Hyde Park, New York.
2.5 hours to go to high school, right?
Yeah, he attended Cardinal Hayes in the Bronx.
Takes you 2.5 hours to have breakfast. That's an amazing story.
I thought you were going to say to get ready in the morning, but similar.
Well, the makeup does take a while.
Got to be perfect. 25-12 Kentucky.
Nice post up, and what an entry by Toppin.
It works for Wallace.
That's a wrinkle you're not ready for.
They go big to small, outside, inside.
A little invert.
Here's Key.
Good defense taking away angles. Great deny inside.
Ziegler trying to shake the defender. And
Toppin,
whistle.
little nickel dimer inside.
Toppin got Adu.
You mentioned the ability, look at the seal, and guards aren't accustomed or comfortable to denying that low post area. Nice read, nice dump down, big time finish.
Cason Wallace, the Texas Player of the Year in 2022, coming in as a big-time recruit, McDonald's All-American. 16 fouls against Kentucky. 27-12, the Wildcats in front.
Ziegler has not been able to turn the corner.
Ziegler had it poked away for a moment by Wallace. Deep one, Key, no good. Stein for the rebound. The arrow, who's still growing.
Goodness. Please come down.
He had a 6-inch growth spurt between his junior and senior year of high school. Wallace short. And apparently has maybe another 2 inches in there.
Taking advantage of his minutes.
Vescovy swings, Ziegler lines it up. Bottom, a 3.
Well, they take away that drive. Soften it up with that one.
Tennessee leads the SEC in assists, just under 17 per game. That's the first Volunteers 3 of the day, 1 of 9.
Nice little drive, and look, that opens it up and you go to help.
Awaka the recovery, but the foul is called off the offensive rebound action. We'll step aside with 3:23 to go in this first half. It's a double-digit advantage for Kentucky. For Kentucky right now, Jerry Palm has them projected as an 11 seed. The key wins at Tennessee, at Mississippi State. Some more opportunities coming up on the schedule within the SEC for John Calipari's squad.
Yeah, no question about it. A lot of quad ones available, including this one. I'd like to get a little more comfortable, though.
Yeah. I think John Calipari knows that this team could be dangerous, especially this year. There's no clear-cut, superior squad. You get in the tournament, you're going to have a shot.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen and watched from a distance pretty much everybody in the country. And boy, whoever gets it going in the next couple of weeks.
Rebounding numbers in favor of Kentucky, 17-11 here in the first half. Tshiebwe is shooting it at 70%.
And just before we went to commercial, he had a great read on that dive to the rim. Tennessee acknowledged the drive, cleared an opportunity for him to finish. They did a great job rebounding against Tennessee. Full court pressure in the prior game, 43-23, I think it was.
Tennessee is at a 10.5 rebounding margin in its wins. Jumper is off the mark for Key and controlled by Kentucky. Wallace gets it ahead for Toppin.
Well, they had a 5-on-4 there for a moment. Good recovery by Awaka.
3 minutes to go in this first half. 29-15 Wildcats. Toppin defended by Key.
Although he fell down, nice pass by Toppin. And Vescovy lost his footing, Bert.
Wallace flushes it down after the stumble by Vescovy. 10 points now for Cason Wallace. And the lead has ballooned to 16.
They do a nice job on that, whether it's a cut, shuffle cut, or that little curl off the ball handler.
Vescovy set up Adu point blank and follows it home on the cleanup. 31-17 Kentucky. Early
nice pass. What a
denied. Adu the rejection on Tshiebwe.
Paying attention to detail.
We come up on the 2-minute mark. Ziegler gets around Thiero and a foul call.
One of the few times he was able to get into the lane, but bailing your defense out. Somebody protecting the rim big time. Didn't really have the footwork, Tshiebwe, that was necessary to finish this steal. Pretty good recovery.
Adu's got a 7'5" wingspan. He averages just over a block per game. Second foul on Fierro, 17th foul. Ziegler, excellent free throw shooter, 84%.
And first start was against Missouri. A big block against Alabama helped his club.
Tennessee just knocked off the #1 team in the country, Alabama. 6th time they've beat the #1 team in the nation.
To your point earlier, how about Maryland and Purdue? When you think of it, you're not ready. He's got some talent. Nobody's separating. He's got to really know Rick at Providence. What a great job he did there. Hickory, as he's affectionately called. It's not a Bronx accent, by the way.
I noticed that. Livingston hangs and hits. It rims in for Chris Livingston.
John's really slipped different things in here. A little post up, a little curl off the top, getting some easy baskets at the rim.
1:35 to go in this first half. 33-19 Kentucky.
He's the guy that's got to get going.
Vescovy's been quiet. Key, catch and shoot. Rebound, and it's going to be a foul over the back on Adu. Coming up, AT&T at the half. Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, Seth Davis, Jay Wright. They'll break down the first half, get us updated on the early top 25 action. Already underway. It's all coming up. AT&T at the half.
Nice to see Jay in a beautiful new suit.
He didn't have to wear the CBS blazer.
He had the hat, and of course, when he was coaching, he had the gym garb on.
It's nice that you monitored Jay's haberdashery skills.
I love some of his hand-me-downs.
Kentucky can add to its lead here. Second foul on Adu, 7th team foul. Tshiebwe having a terrific season. The numbers a little bit down from last year when he won National Player of the Year. But you know you're really good when you're just getting compared to yourself in many ways.
He came back after that injury.
Yeah, the knee injury.
Missed one game, and I don't think he was ready for quite a few games, really, in watching him. All of a sudden, of late, I think he's got more energy, really attacking a little bit more on both ends of the floor.
He had surgery in October, and Calipari said, look, he just wasn't physically where he needed to be. He was playing through it. And just now they're starting to see the Oscar Tshiebwe of last season. He's 5 of 5 with the free throw line, 9 points, 5 rebounds.
Nice job stringing it out.
The rainbow jumper doesn't go for Ziegler. Strong rebound. Livingston pushing the pace.
Good control. Could have charged. Ziegler was there.
And Wallace will slow it down. 1 minute to go in this first half.
Levchich did a really nice job running the floor. Tshiebwe was ducking in at the rim. Here he goes again on a roll. Now he's got
Wallace.
Look at that.
Tshiebwe, he leaned in and got the body on Awaka. Foul.
A little screen and roll. And just begging for that ball, and a little bit of a aggressive over the top, but they got a good look out of it on the switch.
Tennessee is shooting just 28% from the field. They have 3 offensive rebounds, so not getting a whole lot of second chance opportunities. Awaka goes to the free throw line. He shoots it at just 44%.
I think when you play Tennessee, you've got to take advantage of mismatches. They're so solid defensively. If you can read it, whether it's big on small or vice versa, take advantage.
The New York Player of the Year, Tobe Awaka, missed it, out of bounds. Last touch by Plavcic.
They get on him pretty good, don't they?
The fans reacting as Plavcic threw his body around off the miss.
Almost like when you walk into Barclays.
It's actually nothing like that.
Negative reaction.
Down to 40 seconds to go in this first half.
No 2 for 1.
High screen, Toppin sets it for Wallace. Toppin against Vescovi, coughs it up, battles for it, bodies flying.
On the floor, I think.
It's going to be Awaka throwing his body, lunging into Wallace, and it's Awaka who took the worst of it. He banged his head.
I love the effort right here. Not a good play. It's Toppin mishandled it.
And that leg for Wallace, it got caught underneath. He's really fortunate.
Opening his mouth, checking his jaw. SEC basketball. Two tough-minded defensive teams today.
So Wallace to the free throw line. Big first half. 10 points, 4 rebounds.
See if they step up a little pressure here just to contain.
Kentucky is now 9 of 10 as a team at the free throw line.
And Ziegler coming in for that reason, Bird. They need somebody to push and handle if there is some pressure. Get them into a good set.
Damian Collins is at the scorer's table. Another free throw here for Wallace. And now Collins will check in, replacing Wallace.
Foul problem, don't want to give him another one. Kid does a great job running the show. This is a tough match here. Give him a screen and let him turn the corner, Ziegler.
This has been a rough half offensively for Tennessee. 19 points, trying to get some points on the board with 14 seconds to go until the break.
Probably go about 8, I would say.
Ziegler, foul called with 9. And Calipari just reacted on the sideline, very upset at his team.
Well, this gets the opponent going a little bit. Now you make these free throws, get a press, maybe you get a steal out of it. Just back off, move those feet, get in position.
So it's going to send Ziegler to the line. Doesn't go, follow, that won't go for Awaka, loose ball. And we're going to get a foul. Bodies piled up. And Tennessee came over the top. The miss by Ziegler, the miss by Awaka, and an opportunity now for Kentucky. This has not gone according to plan for Rick Barnes.
And a missed opportunity that end. You make the 2, maybe cause some damage with some pressure.
A pile-on foul, like a wrestling move.
Sounds like a touchdown in football.
Yeah.
Pylon.
KB Burdett Jr. just came over to let us know. And it's going to send Damian Collins to the free throw line, where he is 0 of 3 on the season. Sophomore from Atlanta, Texas.
Electrifying what he can do. Around that rim in particular.
Now it's a 7-0 run for Kentucky, and make it 8-0. 20-point lead. Timeout, Tennessee.
Yeah, set up a end the game kind of a play. See if they can get a good look. At least a 3.
No doubt this is what Big Blue Nation has been looking for, a strong performance for Kentucky, just to show the tournament committee what they're all about, what they're capable of, and what could be some serious potential come March.
Yeah, Tubby Smith was here today, but was at the practice yesterday talking about his run to the championship. They had a bad loss, got going, and got in the tournament, and the rest is history.
Kentucky just took a timeout. We'll be back in a moment. At halftime here at Rupp, they're going to be honoring the 1996, 97, 98 Kentucky teams. That's why Tubby Smith is in town with a bunch of former players. Right now, Kentucky is up by 20 on Tennessee.
And a little screen here to get Ziegler free. Maybe a step and go at half court.
Plopchich took a lot of time there.
Shoot it.
Meshack couldn't bank it in at the buzzer. The Wildcats rolling here at home. 39-19 lead over Tennessee. End of the first half. We'll send you to Greg Gumbel and company coming up. in our New York studio for AT&T at the half, right after these messages. At halftime here at Rupp, a celebration, 1996, 97, 98 Kentucky squads, 2 national titles, and a runner-up in Tubby Smith, a national championship in 1998. Huge ovation from this crowd here in Lexington. Let's take a look at the Nissan first half stats. Well, you're happy if you're a Kentucky fan. They've gotten it done on both ends of the floor. For Tennessee, it has been a serious struggle offensively. 1 of 13 from three-point territory. Iron Eagle Bill Raftery, the unpredictable nature of college basketball this season, this is a perfect example of it. Tennessee just beat the #1 team in the country, Alabama, and now they can't put the ball in the ocean.
I think it's all about toughness today. Kentucky was ready. They needed this game, obviously. And now, when you look at Rick Barnes, they once in a while play small bird. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. Get after a little more dribble drive. They got to get Vescovi and Ziegler going. 3 points between them. They averaged 23. We got a little fumble here. Tennessee gets it.
Well, there you go. Right out of the gate, Tennessee creates an opportunity as Wallace touches it last out of bounds. You mentioned Vescovi. He's 0 of 3 from the field. All 3 attempts from three-point territory. Ziegler, 1 of 5 from the field. 1 of 4 from downtown.
They've kept him in abeyance outside. Not able to turn the corner.
Ziegler give it up.
Reeves to a run out.
Here's Ziegler out front. And now Meshack probing. Turn around.
Tough shot. Open middle. Let them prevail.
39-21 Kentucky. Toppin gives up his dribble. The Kentucky win down in Starkville snapped a 5-game winning streak for the Bulldogs, and there's a foul called. Reeves got in there as Vescovi got the basketball.
They do with big hands. That's a lob to Tshiebwe. Nice and easy. The big fella did a great job preventing that opportunity.
And that's number 3 on Antonio Reeves. Trying to create a little bit of momentum here. Tennessee trailing by 18.
Yeah, this is like dribble drive game. Easy. Nice little start, nice little ploy coming out of halftime.
And the first 2 of the day for Santiago Vescovi. Kentucky, 2 possessions in the second half, 2 turnovers.
There's the switch. Vescovi so smart.
Tshiebwe one-on-one with Adu.
Stuck on Toppin. Steps.
It's a travel. That's 3 possessions, 3 turnovers for the Wildcats.
Rick didn't come out, less than 2 minutes maybe?
Yeah.
So you know he was going over some execution, but the ability to get to the rim because they open up the 2 bigs wide and let the dribble drive weave prevail.
Get into it quickly. Vescovi, book it, a 3.
Hama with a great screen, and right now, quick timeout. John Calipari really upset, but Vescovi, a little dribble drive, get the puppies organized, the lefty stroke, honey!
March Madness Men's Bracket Preview Show, highly educational here on CBS, is laying out where things stand right now. #1 seeds, Alabama, Kansas, Houston, Purdue, Tennessee currently on the 3 line in the Midwest.
I say this affectionately, Mr. Wizard. Do you agree or disagree on it?
No, I thought they were on, but we understand it is very fluid.
Hey, by the way, any of the people on line 3 or 4, yeah. I mean, if they can play with it, it's just an amazing season. Again, another turnover. This will be, that 3 lined up.
Vescovi missing from the corner. That would have given them a 10-0 run to start the second half. Kentucky trying to settle down. They are yet to attempt a shot since halftime. We're at the 18-17 mark.
Look how far out the floor they're starting their offense.
Double team on Wallace. Get it back for him. 8 to shoot. Toppin. Floater. Put home by Livingston.
Nice read. Good anticipation.
Vescovi switching hands. Couldn't finish it. Kentucky give him credit.
Numbers here, by the way, Bird.
Toppin Underneath, block, Adu, foul called.
That's all because of the trap under the basket. You've got numbers the other way. And Kentucky very alert to take advantage, but you think you got an easy one, huh? Goodness. He's done a nice job, Adu, preventing passes, protecting that rim. Big fella, large.
And that's the third foul on Jonas Adu, with free throws here for Jacob Toppin. So it's one of those things that doesn't show up in the box score. Vescovi has an open three. He makes that shot. It deflates whatever energy we have right now here at Rupp. Instead, Kentucky gets the rebound. They score on that possession. They get the ball again. They score on that possession. Rebound knocked around, claimed by Kamwa, and a foul.
A little scrape across the brow there. The way they're banging one another, the crowd don't enjoy those little nickel dimers, do they?
Foul is called on Toppin. That is his second. Second chance points now 13-2 in favor of Kentucky.
And they're both lean benches, too. Phillips and James on one side, obviously Frederick Wheeler on the other out. Same offense. Dribble drive off a weave.
Ziegler lets it fly. Cans it. It's a triple.
This kid's a gamer. Watched him play now. This kid every game steps up. First half really struggled. Nice help.
And that was clean, but out of bounds. Tomorrow, CBS, don't miss a new episode of the hit show East New York, starring Amanda Warren, Jimmy Smits, and Richard Kind. A new East New York returns tomorrow after a new Equalizer on CBS.
And how about Meshack? He is all over on the defensive end. Takes the best on the other team and controls it. Forces a lot of tough shots.
High motor, very tough, very physical. Known for his defensive prowess. He's locked in here on Wallace. Wallace leans in, gets it to go, and a foul.
Big time body search. Meshack should have given a little bit of ground and regained position. But Wallace being forced to put on right here, just leaning in, really solid, big-time effort. Again, a guy that's more of a two-guard, taking over with Wheeler being out and doing a terrific job. Even when he struggles, he finds people.
Using that quickness, highly polished, and Wallace with a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play.
And to stem the tide a little bit. Not roll tide, the influence of the game.
Now, good call on your part. Wallace converts. 45-29. Kentucky making its free throws. 14 of 16. Wallace has 15.
Nice hands again, Wallace. So good, anticipating.
Ziegler straight away, rims out, rebound, Kamwa had it, now he tracks it down.
Hand-to-hand combat, the giveaway here.
And Vescovi gets clubbed by Wallace.
You can't foul, they need him on the floor. So important, but again, it all begins off that glass. Who comes up with that 50-50 ball? Big time effort by Tennessee.
So Tennessee will have it on the side. It is number 2 on Cason Wallace.
Vescovi trying to see if he's got all the parts in order.
Yeah, Vescovi.
Both legs, knees, arms, his head.
He was working the shoulder area.
I think he had hurt the shoulder the last game.
Ziegler has to redirect using that screen from Adu.
Nothing but individual ability off the bounce. Nice tuck in. Good cut.
Tried to give and go. Kamwa got held underneath.
I think Tshiebwe on that dive, trying to help out. Knew he was beaten. Good heads-up cut, though. That's the great anticipation here, getting to the rim and giving it up. Livingston, excuse me.
So it is Livingston, his first 14 foul, and now 15 foul against Kentucky. This could mean a whole lot of free throws in the second half for Tennessee. We're only at the 16.5-minute mark.
Big time, he stops the clock, gives you opportunity to get in touch. But Livingston, not with a good position denial.
So that's 2 on Livingston. Ziegler has to get it in. Meshack has it bounce off his fingertips, and it rolls out of bounds. Tennessee catches a break.
Yeah, both these teams do a good job inhibiting your baseline deliveries.
Much better offensive showing so far in this second half for Tennessee. Came out aggressive. Wallace slow it down. It's Tshiebwe with a big finish.
What a screen that set it up. Vescovy, solid roadblock.
He's from Finland, so the big finish really works.
I like that. You got on the Walker earlier. They're really working, leaving it all out here.
And a foul called out front.
The screener never gets credit, but there's a back screen that sets this up. And that was the ability of Vescovy to pin his guy. Here it is right here. Pretty play. Boy, that's ringing the bell big time.
And Raf on the other end, the fourth foul on Jonas Adu. So Plavcic back in.
And big on the ball. Makes it very hard to see the floor.
Get it in for Reeves, trying to shake off Vescovy.
Now, Reeves been quiet, some of it because of the foul problems.
Wildcats still have a sizable lead, up by 14. Wallace.
Tough shot.
It rims out. The follow doesn't go for Toppin, and the rebound claimed by Meshack.
Wallace, a good job not fouling there.
Jumper. Kamwa comes up short.
But they have been running their stuff so well prior to that. Get back into that weave set.
Livingston pops to the outside.
They've done a great job, Tennessee, tagging the guy. Small chain Ziegler.
Yeah, it's going to be Zakai Ziegler trying to guard Wallace, picking up the foul. Stops the clock. 15:27 to go in regulation. Had a chance to spend a little time with him yesterday. Just always has such a great way about him, positive energy, and did wonders every program he went to.
Just a wonderful guy. Started, as I remember, with Frank McGuire, believe it or not, as a young assistant when Frank was at South Carolina. And of course, finished his career at High Point. But just a gentleman, loves to talk about golf. I know that's one of your strengths.
I just listen to you guys talk. You're talking about a 90-foot putt he made.
Well,
the glory days.
I'm looking for you at Pebble Beach Invitational one of these years.
All right, well, just wait for me there. I'll be there eventually.
Great guys, though.
45-31 Kentucky. Tennessee's up to 50% on two-point attempts, but they're just 3 of 18 on threes.
Reeves has been driving more, which I think is helping his shooting game, too.
Foul called on that drive by Reeves. Ziegler had just picked up his third foul. And that's now number 4 on Zakai Ziegler at the 15-13 mark, so he's heading to the Tennessee bench, replaced by Tyreke Key.
That changes things. They had run their sets pretty good. And Rick not a happy guy on that particular call.
5 team fouls on each side. Ziegler and Adu, 2 important pieces on the bench. Vescovy steps in, and it's out of bounds off of Kentucky.
Boy, he reads things beautifully. What a head for the game this kid has. Euro's so big on the ball, prevents good vision. You just see here, boy, I thought that was off of him. Wow.
Yeah, sure looked that way. Woo. Tennessee catches a break.
I think he can still run the same stuff. Keep the middle open.
Meshack, beautiful spin, hooks it inside. Shot clock down to 8.
Boy, a nice cover by Wallace. What a good defender.
Vescovy connects with a downtown hit.
Better offense.
They have cut it to 11. 8 points for Vescovy, all in the second half. Meshack defending Wallace.
And nothing inside from Tshiebwe. Doing a lot of screening. This far out, too, doesn't have the opportunity offensive rebound, which he can do well.
Tshiebwe sets the screen. There's the
ball. Nice.
Slams it down. Oscar Tshiebwe, the big O, with a big-time flush.
Nice short roll by the big guy.
47-34. Tshiebwe, 11.6 boards. Meshack.
Pretty good job ducking in. Kamwa didn't get him.
Suffocating defense here.
Loves that little hook over the left shoulder.
They got a foul call. Plavšić making his move.
Tshiebwe giving it up early, but they have not been able to do much on that offensive end. Kentucky inside, but just this nice little roll here sets the baby up. Nice little dish. A big time finish. And they need more of it right here. Trying to body up. Put those arms down. Really an easy call, I think.
That's number 3 on Tshiebwe, the 6th team foul against Kentucky. So the next one will put Tennessee at the free throw line.
A long way to go, too, Bert.
Vescovi back in on Reeves. Meshack tried to leave it for Plavšić. Last touch by Kentucky. 10 on the shot clock.
Nice job driving the ball and being creative. And they got to be careful with the late duck in, I think. I would go at Tshiebwe.
Key, toss it in. Vescovi, that's an open look. Bullseye for Vescovi.
Gets available. Goodness, you got to know.
11 points for Santiago Vescovi, the senior. This is a 10-point game.
They're going over the top that far out. Nice
Tshiebwe.
pass. Second
Skywalker! Jacob Toppin flying to the rim.
reminiscent of Kenny Walker in his heyday here. That kid can soar.
49-37 Wildcats. Crowd has been re-energized. Vescovi takes it in and lays it home.
Such a great head for this game. Great angle. Using that right hand, finishing with the left.
And he's gotten better every year at Tennessee. 49-39. Tennessee shooting 67% in the second half.
The pressure they exert defensively.
Tshiebwe drives in. Nope. No, it's a little chicken wing action with Plavšić.
Small change there. Got away with one.
Tomorrow night, 6 Eastern, join us for a special celebration of the history of black hair in sports and the styles that help shape key legislation. Don't miss Crown on CBS Sports Network.
That's the problem. Once again, the vision taken away.
Toss it in for Toppin. Back out for Wallace.
Nice little find on that drift.
Reeves got his defender leaning, sneaks inside for the deuce.
Exploit with the bounce when you can shoot it like that.
51-39 Kentucky. Vescovi has really led the charge here for the Volunteers.
Toppin straight line drives too. When they get the opportunity. You got to contain if you're Kentucky.
Vescovi.
There it is again.
Against the freshman, the acceleration. Gets the bucket on the drive to the cup.
He does such a great job standing you up. He's got strength too with that shoulder getting low.
Nearly got a steal there against Wallace. 15 now for Vescovi, all in the second half. The Kentucky lead is 10. Drop step, Tshiebwe. They got cut off there by Kamwa. Shovel it inside. A foul on Plavšić. Free throws coming up.
Tshiebwe very alert to get free, but the ability of Santiago, a long way from home, but Roman, big time. Finish. Let us have more.
Woodford Reserve Distillery, about 30 minutes outside of Rupp Arena. Raph got a participation trophy. Let's check out our fast analysis presented by AT&T 5G.
I've been out with you. There's nothing in your wallet, by the way. But right away, Santiago is such a good defender and aggressive. This is out of the game. How about the screen? Uses it to flare to get himself free. Here's the back screen. Screen and then a little lob finish. I mean, so many good things. Bert, just a quickie here. This is on Santiago. Takes big shots, makes big plays, creates contact, pump fake, which he does, and cut super. What else do you need?
He's done it all for Tennessee, and he's the guy that Rick Barnes knows makes this thing work. Vescovi from Uruguay, NBA Global Academy in Australia, so he's literally been around the globe
Played against older people probably all his life.
No doubt.
I enjoy working with older people as well.
I'm going to leave that alone. Tshiebwe at the free throw line, shooting it at 70%. And Kentucky now up by 11.
He's done a nice job the last couple of trips down, getting himself free.
Oscar Tshiebwe is now 7 of 7 at the line.
He's really had defense off too. They're not going to the big guy. Option.
Key forced to give it up. Vescovy working without the ball.
Wallace doing a nice job icing him too. Don't let him get it.
Tyreek Key, a turnaround jumper, too strong. Rebounded by Toppin. Kentucky up by 12, trying to add to it. We come up on the 11-minute mark of this second half. Wallace rims out on a 3-ball.
That was all made by Tshiebwe running the floor. They may have been a walk by Key.
Key has been held to just 1 point in 18 minutes of action. He averages just under 9 per game.
He tried to ice it on one side of the floor.
Plavcic.
Again, he always likes that little counter move.
And he's fouled by Tshiebwe.
Number 4, Bird.
Oscar Tshiebwe has picked up his 4th foul.
The scouting report, they know he loves that left shoulder. And this nice little counter by the big guy. And noted earlier the great game he played early in the year, 19 against Kentucky, with that reach in or down caught him. He knows.
9 of 11 in that first meeting. Plavcic shoots it at just 42% at the line. Tennessee collectively just 4 of 8 at the stripe. Substitution, Damian Collins in. He replaces Tshiebwe.
And what they miss now, and not necessarily the rebounding and the aspect, but the running to the floor, posting up, dictating post defense.
Uroš Plavcic from Serbia misses them both. Offensive board. Awaka saves it.
Well, you got to squeeze him. His strength prevails. Not going to get this dish by Biscuit.
And the tip won't go. There's a lid on the rim. Misses by Awaka and Plavcic. Kentucky maintains a 12-point lead.
That has got to be a dribble drive at some point. It's not a post-up team. I think he can elevate if he gets in that mid-range stopping.
Reeves feed the post. Collins. Nice cutter. Toppin rocks the rim.
What a great read. The pass, rather attractive too.
And Emmanuel quickly likes it, sitting behind the bench from the New York Knicks. Meshack. It goes down. Fortunately for Tennessee, Plavcic backed off. There was a moment there where it looked like he was going to try to tip it.
You had talked about Meshack. That kid can play. He is a tough contributor.
Jemai Meshack gets the bucket to cut Kentucky's lead to 12. We've got 9:44 to go, second half. Now Tennessee has been looking for the equalizer. They trail 55-43. Foul trouble. Tshiebwe's got 4. Ziegler and Adu 4 apiece for Tennessee.
They got to see the ball and man now. Break down defensively. The last strip gave Toppin that goal. Look at the hands. Look at this. Now, maybe there was a foul, but it wasn't seen from that rear side. A bit of a reach in.
It's Vescovy. It's his second. And now 1-1 here for Kentucky. Of course, Livingston at the line. Toppin, Collins, Reeves, Wallace, and Livingston, the 5 on the floor. Tennessee with Key, Awaka, Meshack, Vescovy, and Plavcic. He missed it. And Meshack, a touch foul, so that's going to send Tennessee to the stripe.
Making the free throws so important. Ends up with a foul with your teammate.
It is Collins with the personal. So we could hit a snail's pace here at the 9:33 mark with both teams in the bonus.
I think both guys are searching, both coaches are searching where are we going to get our offense. Not just an easy drop down.
Fierro, freshman, replaces Chris Livingston, freshman. Meshack, what an impact he's had here for Tennessee. Did not score in the victory over Alabama, but he was a +9 when he was on the floor, best on the team, but he misses at the free throw line. Half-court set for Kentucky. They lead 55-43.
They use Collins in some ball screening situations.
There's the Collins screen. Wallace swing. Fierro, sweeping move. He comes up short. And the rebound cleared by Awaka.
Oh, no, he's getting a piece of that one. Early drag.
Vescovi, kick out. Key lines it up. It's off. Rebound, Awaka.
Doing a good job on the glass.
Get a touch for Plavcic.
Kentucky doesn't have the bodies on the floor right now to keep the bigs off the glass.
Meshack, they give it to him. He nails it. A triple. Jamai Meshack. He has had more of a scoring mentality because Tennessee has needed it and required it today. 14 for Meshack.
Nice cut again by Toppin.
Toppin a little out of control. Circus shot goes for Jacob Toppin.
And a great pass, but boy, beautiful timing on that dive.
57-46, Kentucky.
Ooh, got away with one there.
Plavcic didn't know the ball was intended for him.
He's stuck in, he's got size.
Plavcic turns
shot
and hits.
I see the inexperience there, never forced him to the counter move.
He's 7'1" with a 7'4" wingspan, willing to mix it up on the inside. 57-48. The drive, near takeaway. Wallace, it was up for grabs. Kentucky's got it. And a foul called on Key.
Heating up a little bird. And Jacob Toppin with some great opportunities on that dive. We saw one earlier. How about this? A little kiss on that rim. Big fella Lumen. Dive into that rim. Good one, Bird.
Game summary, a rally from Tennessee in the second half thanks to three-point shooting and no turnovers since halftime. Both of these head coaches, they have been college basketball lifers. You go back to the 70s. Rick Barnes at Lenore-Rhine, John Calipari, UNC Wilmington, eventually at Clarion. They each made their NCAA head coaching debuts in the late 80s. Rick Barnes, successful everywhere he's been. John Calipari, the same. 22 times they've faced off, with Barnes holding the 12-10 edge over Cal.
I must say they dressed better in the old days.
You think?
They do now. Then they couldn't afford it, and they dressed well. Now they're back to shorts and tights.
Well, that's how it's been around college basketball. Yet you still wear a shirt and tie every game, Bill.
Well, we're forced to.
You're dedicated to the craft. I don't believe there's a contract that says we have to. Reeves hits on the first shot. How about, though, Rick Barnes back in high school? He was known as Ricky Barnes in high school, and he was actually considered for the Monkees, but Peter Tork beat him out for the fourth and final role.
He looks like a Hollywood star, doesn't he?
He does, Ricky. 58-48. Rick Barnes, what a pleasure to chat with. He's done it all, seen it all.
You're right about both of them. Lifers, love the game. Great success stories. This kid is, speaking of success stories.
Meshack, the zigzag move.
Goodness. He has been terrific and ranks his guy, too.
And Raph, you look up, this is an 8-point game with just over 7 minutes left. Ziegler is back on the floor along with Adu, both playing with 4 fouls.
See if they go back to that dribble weave at the other end, too.
Tshiebwe remains on the Kentucky bench. Ware is in for the Wildcats.
He's got a mismatch, at least on the glass, with Ziegler.
Reeves off the rim, rebound. Livingston loses his footing, but there was a reason why.
They got it. Ziegler was on him and switched. That let him slide to the rim. Heady play by Livingston. And boy, chasing it. Both teams so good on the glass.
So the foul on Meshack, that's his second. It sends Livingston to the stripe. 11 points for the freshman Livingston. Shoots it at 88% from the line. 59-50 Kentucky.
There's a lot more in this kid, too. I think he's future extremely bright. Talented guy.
Rebound snatched by Ware, and they get a reload. Under 7 minutes to play.
That's what he does. He's scrappy, hustles, competes. Tshiebwe with the foul problem. He has to do it. He's solid.
Wallace swing. Shot clock is down to 5. Reeves trying to make it happen against the big Adu.
Gotta go.
Reeves, high archer. Oh, a wedgie! Right at the shot clock expiration. That's a late shot clock wedge.
There's nothing worse than a late wedgie.
This is tough.
My days, we used to call it a neck ball.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that doesn't make any sense. Wedgie's much better.
Yep, very apropos.
A buzzer-beating wedgie. It's a rarity.
But rims can't stretch.
No.
So it's held.
6:25 to go in the second half. Vescovy swing for Meshack. Gets it back. Vescovy too strong. He overcooked it. Out of bounds. Toppin couldn't snatch it.
And Ware got his hands in there too. Any play, they dodged this one. You can't let this kid Vescovy get those open looks. And just Toppin knows. Had both on it. We got a sub coming in.
It'll be Tshiebwe. 6:11 mark.
Good Toppin a little blow maybe.
Toppin's going to get the rest, so they'll play Tshiebwe with Ware. And now Tennessee will counter with Plavcic and trying to protect Adu with those 4 fouls.
And Toppin with only 2 fouls, so he'll be back soon. Is that back screen set? And a double.
Ziegler bounces. Meshack in a crowd. Banker no. Tip doesn't go. Ziegler tried to save, but it's taken in by Tshiebwe.
What a pass by Ziegler. That was terrific. They didn't convert, but what a look.
Kentucky 59, Tennessee 50. They were up by 20 at the break.
And look at the post up here. They did this earlier. Invert. I don't know why he brought help for the roll.
They engulf Wallace. Risky pass taken by Reeves. Shot clock winding down. Ware loses it, and they might get a bailout.
He lost the ball. You're right. Did the bump cause the lost ball? That may have come after Bird. How about the presence of Ware, though, to attack the rim?
With
And
1 second.
The bump came first, though.
Yep. Right call, Plavcic. Shot clock was winding down. It was a clear check. Another free throw here for Ware.
I thought he was Serbian.
Yeah. It's a figure of speech. Ware shoots it at just 32%, and he makes 1 out of 2. Kamwa will check back in for Tennessee.
You know, whenever I watch Ware, and he doesn't get a lot of minutes, he always does something positive for this team. Brings energy, guards.
Ware remains in there. Tshiebwe is matched up with Awaka. Ware with Kamwa.
Ziegler has not been able to get into that lane.
Post-up opportunity.
Nice.
Off the mark. Awaka hitting the deck. Wallace
Got away with it.
get it ahead. Reeves 2-on-1 developing. Lob it up. Livingston no, but a foul call.
How about that hustle by Wallace? Set that all up. And then the ensuing fast break. Reeves, pretty good lob. They don't complete here, but the presence to keep going and finish the deal. It's all because of Wallace.
So more free throws for Kentucky. Wildcats are 19 of 25 at the free throw line. They've got a 12-point lead. Third foul on Meshack. The officials heading over to the scorer's table.
We check on who the foul is on.
Joe Lindsay tells Rick Barnes, hey, give us a second here.
I think if you're a referee and you see this assignment, you're going, geez, I hope I'm busy. There's somebody. The game they had earlier was.
Yeah, it was physical.
Oh, my goodness. The physicality. Different level.
So they have confirmed who the foul was on and
Obviously no
what the free throw situation. So it's really just checking to see if the ball went in. It did, but it was after the foul was called. That was on a follow rebound action. The foul was already called as Livingston went to the rim.
Referees are so much nicer to me now that I stopped coaching.
They really are.
It's amazing.
So this ball goes in, but the foul had already been called. But you're also much nicer to them, I find.
That may be true.
It's
an impossible job.
It's what you get back based on what you give in the world.
I was tender at times.
Life lesson, Bill.
As we both know, this time of year, these are so important, these games.
Third round coverage of the Genesis Invitational is coming up next. CBS, available now on CBSSports.com and on the CBS app. Livingston's having problems at the line now. 3 out of 7.
Struggling. You would mention that at 88% too.
Down by 10. Tennessee with the ball. Step in by Tshiebwe and a steal.
And Reeves did a nice job containing Ziegler. That was key. I think Reeves can get a shot with Ziegler on him.
Livingston defended by Meshack.
He's got to keep busy though.
Back in the hands of Wallace. He's got Vescovy. 10 to shoot. Reeves, pull up, book it.
Giving up too much.
The first Tennessee turnover of the second half, and Kentucky turns it into points. 12-point lead for the Wildcats. Meshack, shake and bake, step through, kick out, Kamwa. No good. Klopchich couldn't grab it, and a foul underneath as Livingston was the Kentucky player trying to rebound.
I think you're right.
So free throws here for Tennessee at the 4:13 mark.
Urosh, I think, on the foul line too, if I'm not mistaken.
They're going to get Ware on the personal foul, the 9th team foul. And Tennessee is shooting 4 of 11 at the free throw line.
And you had mentioned inability to stroke from here, 42. This doesn't help the psyche either.
And it's still a 1-on-1.
Almost gets a foul over the top.
Empty possession for the Volunteers. We're going to hit 4 minutes to play in regulation.
I ride Reeves again. He's got to keep busy. That floppy set they like to run. Here he comes.
Reeves puts it on the floor. Tshiebwe rims out. Rebounded by Vescovy.
Reeves should have posted up then.
Tennessee needs points, trailing by 12. 3:35 to go.
Back to the weave.
Vescovy, the fadeaway splash.
How about that? Foul line. Easy.
17 for Santiago Vescovy.
What a half he's had.
All of his scoring in the second half. Reeves for Livingston. 10 to shoot. Tshiebwe couldn't hand it off cleanly to Reeves. Shot clock down to 2. Livingston short. Long rebound. It's Ziegler.
Good control here. Didn't have anything.
Tennessee hanging around. Meshack.
Nice foul. Oh, they got a foul.
Blocking foul. Livingston hit the deck with Meshack. And free throws coming up for Tennessee when we return. 2:50 to go in Lexington. Max Homa, John Rahm, currently 11 under. Keith Mitchell, 1 shot off the pace.
What a year John Rahm's had out of the gate. I've heard Max Homa, and it was very funny. You could learn to develop a sense of humor.
Thank you. I'll listen to Max Homa podcast and get caught up to speed. 62-52. What has Tennessee done to stay in this thing and put some pressure on Kentucky with 2:50 to go?
I think when they came out defensively, they were aggressive, obviously. But I think that 3-man weave, the ability to get into the lane, Ziegler, for one, the first half was unable to do it at all. And Vescovi just took over, really. Lightened it up in this second half.
Golf coverage is coming up. You can watch it right now on CBSSports.com and the CBS Sports app. Tiger Woods, a part of it.
Yeah, great to see him. I watched it Friday a little bit. And the other guy, Meshack, has played great, too.
But free throw shooting is a problem.
Well, they stopped, 13 minutes. I think they were 1-1, and they just haven't been able to seal the deal here.
Chris Livingston, the rebound. Tennessee is 0 of 6 at the free throw line in the second half.
Was it 4 of 14 total?
Reeves hunting his shot, doesn't go down. Ziegler the board. Up ahead, Vescovi.
These two guards can make things happen.
Vescovi, ball fake on a 3. Drive and
relocate.
Ziegler doesn't go. Tshiebwe ripped away by Meshack.
Tough kid.
Ziegler, the spin.
Nice pass.
What a find. It's Kamwa underneath for 2.
Boy, that offensive rebound, you really get jumbled defensively. Can't recover. Nice little trap. They got it right here.
Tennessee has cut it to 8. We are under 2 minutes to go. Reeves picked up by Ziegler, playing with the 4 fouls.
Can't play clock. Get your stuff, your action. You don't have to rush it. Be in the flow. Nice blow by. They call it outside.
So a foul called. Basket will not count for Cason Wallace. 72% shooter. He is 3 out of 3 today. And nobody's making him. Livingston with a couple of misses. Wallace now will get a second.
And both teams have really done to the dribble drive. So you've got to contain your guy in any straight line opportunities and stay grounded on drop steps and spins.
Splits a pair, Wallace. He's got 15 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Key for Vescovi.
They do on the floor now. You got to be careful offensive rebounding.
Taking a lot of time, down to 1:27 to go. Trailing by 9. Ziegler turns the corner and circles.
Nice switch by Tshiebwe.
He brings out the big, the rainbow jumper doesn't go. And Livingston had it knocked out of his hands.
Oh, no, they got to look at it. Vescovi is the one that tore it away. I didn't see it bounce off him again, but you got to protect that basketball. What a big rebound.
The initial call was last touched by Kentucky, but
I think that definitely, maybe even his foot as well.
Yeah, it was Vescovi that got his hand in there. So he knocks it out here. Yeah, this is an open and shut case. They'll head to the monitor.
I think they're ready now. Yeah, that's all for now.
That's it.
Yeah.
So Kentucky's going to have the ball with 1:17 to go. The fans just got the word from the officials. Wildcats up by 9 with possession.
You're going to get some heat right now. You're going to be tough with the basketball. Got to step through the pass. Obviously set your man up.
It's a double-double for Livingston. He now has 10 rebounds to go along with those 12 points.
Okay, Vescovi is some gamer, though. Both ends of the floor. Got to clear some white shirts out of here. Really helps the defense when you're overloaded like this, so they got to vacate.
Kamwa will check in, replacing Ziegler.
They're probably going to foul if they can.
Get it in for Reeves, 82% shooter. They crowd him. And he's heading to the free throw line with 1:14 on the clock.
Nice job baiting him into that corner. Not an easy place to get vision.
That is number 4 on Jemai Meshack. So Reeves,
82, pretty good percentage.
1 out of 2 here this afternoon. Kentucky will have chances down the stretch of the season as well, as Reeves misses on the first. Quad 1 matchups in 4 of their 5 remaining games.
A powerful league, obviously you get these opportunities. But they were in a tough place. Pretty good response thus far here.
Kentucky is down to 67% of the free throw line. Missed them both. And last touch by Vescovy. It was hot potato. Out of bounds. Kentucky retains it with 1:13 to go.
And got big on the ball again. This is a good shot to jump a passing lane. They've been going to the corner with the pass, Kentucky. Got a lob at the top, and I think.
Wallace, trigger man. Floated upstairs to Toppin. Tennessee didn't foul initially. Now they're just playing defense with just over a minute to go. Wallace.
Don't foul now.
Gets around Key. Wallace gives it away. Adu, and Toppin took a shot to the shoulder, and Tennessee can't take advantage. Vescovy out of bounds.
Toppin's hurt, and Wallace was fouled on the other end. All of a sudden, this is just one of those errant passes. A little too far.
Just the second turnover of the half, limiting the mistakes, got Tennessee back in this game, but they have not been able to take advantage of some opportunities here.
Toppin's hurt, you're right.
Yeah, Toppin took a shot. Timeout, Kentucky, up by 9. Third round coverage of the Genesis Invitational is coming up here on CBS. You can catch it right now on CBSSports.com and the CBS Sports app. 52.5 left to play here in the second half at 63-54 Kentucky. Kentucky with a dominant first half. Tennessee went on a run to start the second half to make a game of it. Cut it to single digits. Well, Kentucky has kept the Volunteers at arm's length.
The first half, they're going to give it right away. The first half really cost Tennessee. In effect, they weren't ready to go. Whatever Rick did at halftime, particularly that change in the offensive flow, very successful.
Tennessee will be at Texas A&M on Tuesday night and then home for South Carolina on Saturday. Kentucky is at Florida on Wednesday night, then home for Auburn, a game we'll have for you here on CBS next weekend.
Watching A&M the other night, boy, and they're only a game behind in the standings. It's unbelievable what Buzz has done there.
Tshiebwe.
Dennis Coleman. Got some good players that you can always guard.
Tennessee got within 8 points, but never closer than that. It was 58-50. Down by 20. Tshiebwe. In and out. 10-point lead for Kentucky.
I think both clubs will be working on free throws, don't you?
I would agree. Ziegler can't hit the three. Toppin's got the board. And we got a tie-up. Possession arrow to Kentucky. So Toppin appears to be okay. 11 points, 5 rebounds.
He's still holding it, though.
Yeah, you're right. He just motioned towards his right shoulder area.
Again,
he keeps pointing over there, yeah. Livingston just trying to get it in cleanly. He does to Tshiebwe. Tshiebwe gets to add some numbers potentially at the free throw line where he's 8 of 9. He's got 14 points, 7 boards.
Tshiebwe can play forever. He is in such great shape. Incredible energy.
Billy, we see how teams are relying on three-pointers around the country. Kentucky's not one of them. Just 8 three-point attempts here today.
Well, you look at the lineup, you understand why. You know, Frederick not on the floor. One of those guys they like to set up.
Kentucky is actually number 1 in the SEC in three-point shooting, but they take the second fewest among SEC teams. 3 for 8 from distance this afternoon. Tshiebwe with 38.9 to go. Kentucky trying to move to 18-9, 9-5 in the SEC. A loss for Tennessee would drop them to 9-5. Kentucky obviously would have the tiebreak with a season sweep.
You think it drops them a line, or you think that stays the same? You never know, right?
The win over Alabama obviously helped quite a bit. You beat the number 1 team in the country.
I think guys are going to get bumped. The committee's going to have a tough time seeding.
2 out of 2 for Tshiebwe. 15 points on 9 of 10 at the free throw line. Kamwa, air ball on a 3.
They're just going to call it off now.
31.2 to go. Tennessee 6 of 27 from three-point territory. It's 22%. Tennessee backs off.
What did Cal used to say? Refuse to lose. Did you come out with that again?
He brought it back this week. John Calipari telling his point guard, Cason Wallace, to toss the ball up in the air, because the shot clock and the game clock are off by just tenths of a second.
So they were tough. Hard-nosed Kentucky in a desperate situation.
Nope, they'll just take the violation. And it's over. A big win for Kentucky to help the NCAA tournament resume. They sweep the Tennessee Volunteers, and they get it done at home. 66-54, the final. For Bill Rafter, our entire crew, Iron Eagle saying so long from Lexington. We'll get you out for third-round coverage of the Genesis Invitational after these messages. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports, home of the 2023 Men's National Championship.